How buddy, welcome, welcome. Sorry I missed yesterday. That's just kind of how it's going to be this semester, I think, where um, Monday, sorry, something weird on Twitter. It's like, what? There's so many random things that show up. Um, Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm in class doing kids stuff or like otherwise occupied from like 7 a.m. until really like 6:30 or something p.m. There's a very small break where I come home from class at like 4:30, but I don't think there'd be enough time to stream. I could maybe stream one game, but I'd have to sacrifice like my late lunch, and it's just not happening probably on Mondays and Wednesdays, or on Tuesdays and Thursdays rather. Sorry, I got my days mixed up. Tuesdays, Thursdays, can't stream during the afternoon. And I do like the streaming during the afternoon, I think, a little bit better. I know it's kind of a different crowd, different group of people, but I do feel like I'm just a lot healthier and I'm just a lot more productive. Just getting more stuff done during the day when I don't stay up, until 1 or 2 a.m., right? So that's the issue. And I know it was occasionally getting frustrating. I mean, my wife's always a great trooper about everything, but, some days when I'd have to take like a 4-hour nap in the middle of the day and like wasn't able to help out with kids and stuff on the weekend as much. So that she could do some projects she wants to do. Like she's been working on staining these cabinets for a while and things like that. That's kind of lame. So I just think it's overall just kind of a win. And the kids really like it, obviously, when I'm up during the day, too. And we can go to, just play stuff around the house. Or if the weather's nice, go out to a park or something. So, yeah, I think, I know that there definitely are people that like the late night thing. And if my classes were later and I didn't have to take the kids in as early, then, like it was back in the day at my previous university. What am I banning? Just misfortune. Then that can work, right? But it's just that I have to get up early to take the kids in. So really the only option is either split my sleep and just get 4 hours and then try to take a 4-hour nap later, or try to do an afternoon stream on the days when I'm not in class and then, get a full, like, solid 8 hours at night. And I don't know the science. I've tried to look it up, but I believe that splitting your sleep, based on at least my personal experience, it's just not as, you just don't feel as good. And usually I feel like I need more sleep. So like it feels like even if it were 9 or 10 hours split up, it may not be as refreshing as 8 hours continuous. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it seems like. It just seems like I was always, just tired and craving more sleep, even if I had technically 8 hours, if it was split up. So Karma. I haven't seen Karma in a while. I feel like Jinx can be really powerful, but I don't know. I've definitely complained about Jinx before. What is that? Something from school. I think it was just alerting of some basic thing. Okay. Some kind of like program to get books or something. Their team's kind of obnoxious, but we also have a pretty good team. We got a really good engage. I guess she wants exhaust for Cat. Okay, so she went heal. I think her going barrier is probably better, but usually it's been heal or supports going heal and ADCs going barrier, but for like an extreme single damage champ like Katarina, exhaust is still very good, I think. Oh, I need to start doing patch notes again, or patch tier lists. I don't think I've done that in like 3 or 4 months or something, but I could get back on it in the afternoons now that I'm not, you know, asleep for half of the afternoon trying to catch up. That's something I could do. And Jason, unfortunately, is not going to be able to join us. I talked to him earlier, but he was just too busy. But I think a lot of the time, he should be able to join me in the afternoon. And then on Fridays, Saturdays, and possibly Sundays, I might be able to get on later because I can sleep in more. We'll see if my clock works, if I'm not like too tired, my circadian clock or whatever. But if I can stay up a little bit later, maybe. If we don't have other plans. I mean, sometimes, like last weekend, one of my friends had their, like a birthday party at a restaurant we went out to and stayed out later than I thought. But it's good. What are we? I think we're Platinum 3 or something on this account. It'd be nice to get back into Emerald. I don't know if we're ever going to get back to Diamond. I don't think I play enough games, probably. I mean, to some extent, like, it's better to play higher quality games than not, but to some extent, even if you're winning, like, 60% of the time, if you just don't play enough games to have those statistics play out, you know, you can't get that massive of a climb. Because that is like 7 divisions or something. No. I don't.
What humans call magic, we call life.
Yeah, why are we doing this? So fucking stupid. Okay. It's like we have no, like, the only CC is mine. Oh my god. Hopefully he'll be okay. I mean, I guess we'll see. Is Annie going to TP back? She's going to run back.
I'm just trying to live the moment.
I think Nocturne can do it, I believe, but he needs to get that red buff for the healing, which is what he's doing. But you got to watch out for his Vi, you know, coming out of that brush. What am I getting here? I think Mercs. I tried Swiftness and they're cool, but just like looking at them statistically, I should have been positioned more aggressively, but they were already running. But I think the defensive boot typically is just better on Rakan, especially if you're not going Warmogs. So Mercs, Katarina does a lot of damage. Even though they don't have a lot of CC, it's just the extra, the no magic in lane against Karma. She heal? No. Jhin did.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us,
No, 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 don't. Say, dude, he's gonna fourth shot you. Did he just not see by or something? I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's what it is. Yeah, getting the null magic early against Karma is handy, so I can soak some of those Qs if I have to. Yeah, that hurt. In terms of our timing. I can't believe Jinx is sitting there just auto-trading Jhin. I mean, we do have a timing on him. They should have back, so she should have a free moment here. Like, we don't... I mean, like, the, just trying to think. The tenacity part doesn't matter as much. I mean, they really don't have any CC. I was thinking I could go, like, Abyssal Mask or something, maybe? If I wanted the MR early, but... And Ionians or something.
Enemy double kill.
Or like... Give me a jump! Oh, didn't give me a jump. Alright, I'm gonna have to back it up. Nah, I think I mean, I could also just do Locket early. I think we just go Merc's Locket. It's kind of the boring. So we've only got Annie, and she's okay, I guess, but what am I doing? Why is that? Okay, en route. Man, this may not even get to play this game. Fucking Karma went up there. What about like symbiotic souls too? Nobody gets that on Rakan though. Wow, this dude's tripping. I mean, yeah, the Nocturne's not that great, not making a decision, but... Shit. Well, maybe you should have suspected something like that was going to happen. Seemed like a pretty random time to ult. Didn't have a good poker read there. 600 for those? Yeah. I know, but it still is like... Yeah, I mean, if there's no audience either way, then... I mean, I could multi-stream, but... It's just a lot to keep up with, in terms of keeping up with both chats, and then people wanting to... I mean, it does let people do Twitch Prime and stuff, but this experience on Twitch just was never really that great. It's okay, but... There's just so many ads on Twitch these days, too. They do allow you to multi-stream now. Twitch didn't used to do that with their affiliates. just dead, I think. Yeah, she just doesn't do any damage.
An ally has been slain.
Gotta get myself back. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All right. Wanna catch a ride?
You're also splitting up your algorithm stuff, which again doesn't like matter a ton, you know, at this kind of juncture, but that is something to consider, right? That you're not getting as many views or time watched on YouTube if you're also putting it on Twitch. So if it's the same amount of people watching, or a very similar amount, it's better to concentrate it all on one platform, because then you'll get promoted more on those platforms. Why are we going on the karma? I mean, I guess it's gonna work. So it might, and there, my catalog of stuff is on YouTube, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, there may not be as many streams, but it might, in theory, promote my Warhammer stuff a little bit more. Could promote my Warhammer stuff, could promote some of my older, like, guides and stuff like that. From League. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's a lot fewer now, for sure. But again, I think that keeping it on, like, you get rewarded for, you know, like, time spent on a platform. To some extent, theoretically, right? I mean, is that actually going to move the needle? Probably not. But then again, is splitting going to move the needle? Probably not, right? Like, how many people are going to tune in to, like, a 2-viewer Twitch person, you know what I mean? I'm just a lot more likely to get discovered on YouTube, if at all. Like, most people, I think, found the channel through watching guides and stuff like that. Back in the day. Now, the guides are, you know, ever since pro guides and things like that, you know, that's not really happening as much. And also, the guides are just a little old at this point. I mean, some of it's still, a lot of it's still very relevant, but it's like you could watch an older guide from a guy that topped out at low diamond, or get a guide from like a pro player, a challenger. It's got way better editing and all that. So it's just changed a lot. I know, yeah, they don't net that much, but again, what am I gaining from Twitch? Right? Like, everything's incremental at this point. Like, I see what you're saying, but like, I'm just not putting in the hours anyways. I don't think it's gonna matter either way, and that's like a little bit more work. It's gonna like use more data. We do have a limited data plan, unfortunately, with our ISP. Now, again, probably not that much and all that. I just don't think there's really gonna be anything to gain every time I've gone to Twitch. In fact, I don't know a single person who's a regular that found me on Twitch that stayed, again, like a consistent amount of time. I don't think there's anybody from Twitch. Like, some people probably came in and checked it out for a little bit, but the vast, vast majority of my viewers, even on Twitch, were just carryover people from YouTube. So it's like, yes, you can do both, but I feel like historically the Twitch has not added anything for my type of content. Right? Like, not to say Twitch can't get people things. Twitch is also kind of a younger crowd, too. Which is not usually my thing, since I'm, you know, a boomer in gamer terms. So I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I'll think about it. Yeah, it's the same thing on YouTube. I mean, that's the biggest knock against it is you want to stay on, like, the views and stuff, you want to stay on the same platform. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, this Jinx does like 0 damage to the Karma. Holy shit. Dang, that's crazy.
An enemy is godlike.
So I think incrementally just having more view time on the same platform. Again, unless like you're growing a lot, and especially if you're tapping into that younger audience, and you're using a lot of the Twitch tools. I really didn't use much of the stuff that was unique about Twitch, right? Like, I didn't have like a good system for bits and things like that, or what cheers, whatever they're called, the kind of channel points, currency.
I'm G to the D. Golden diamonds, boy. Woo!
Like some types of channels and some styles of things, if you have so many channel points and stuff, like it can make it interactive, and like I get it, they have like raids and stuff, you know, so there's stuff that can do community building, but just for my type of channel, it just didn't make a lot of sense. Like I could have offered some of the premium stuff for channel points, you know, like a coaching or something back in the day, or play the champion that you want or something, but again, it's a lot of extra work and really wasn't growing that much. Like really wasn't moving the needle. So I don't know. It's again, it's not that I probably could come up with something like that that could be fun, but shit. Oh my god. It was getting deleted.
An enemy is legendary.
Yeah, I mean, making more money would always be cool. For sure. I mean, I was never in it for the money to begin with, but again, I think that every time I've done Twitch, it was net negative as far as making money or like viewership, like number of viewers, all that stuff. It was always negative. Every time I split it, it always went down in total viewers from YouTube. Now again, it wasn't dual streaming, so that is a different thing, but it just never, like I said, it never gained anything. I can't remember anybody that organically came from Twitch itself. Again, I'm sure there are people that popped in for a little bit, never said anything and left, but it was always people from YouTube. No. I don't know if we want to mess with her. It was always people from YouTube, and it was always fewer people from YouTube than actually being on YouTube. Again, there are confounding factors, right? I started on YouTube, so of course more of my people are going to be on YouTube, but just like I tried that little experiment. I tried that experiment 3 times, and every time it was, you know, net negative. Again, there are some cool things about it that worked. Like being able to use the Twitch Primes and stuff, that was kind of cool. There are definitely some people that did Twitch Prime, and I appreciate that. And we had some good times and good conversations. I like the look of the thing better. Like the layout's better. It has more options for streamers and stuff like that. YouTube gave a much better payout. Again, it was never a lot of money. YouTube did a better percentage of like ad revenue split, and a better cut of their YouTube members versus Twitch Primes or whatever. But there's just a lot of people said, you know, another thing is just like doesn't work as well as YouTube in terms of like the stream quality. People were saying, you know, they'd get more stuttering or you know, things like that. And it's because they gave their premium sort of they just gave better bandwidth or whatever. I don't know the technical stuff, but like the big time streamers got all the bandwidth. It's what I'd heard. And I heard people on my channel, especially international people, that would watch would say, you know, it would stutter, like the quality was like worse. And then like I said, there's the ad situation where it feels like there's way more ads. Most of them are not skippable. I don't even think they have any skippable ads on Twitch. So it's just kind of like a worse viewing experience. I personally don't use the Twitch app, or really even go on Twitch to watch anything because of the ads and just how poorly it runs sometimes, even though it does look better. I don't think they let you switch, if you're watching a stream either, the resolution. So if they're streaming it in HD, but you don't want to watch it in HD, you want to watch it in something lower because your bandwidth can't handle it or something, then I don't think it lets you do that. Again, it might. I haven't used it a lot. But there's just like, there's a lot of things about it that were kind of L's, right? And there are basically no W's, except for Twitch Prime. Like that people could support me, you know, for free if they have Amazon Prime. That was a plus. And people liked that, but I might just get jumped by Vi here, but I think I can get out. Are they on this? They're somewhere on the map.
They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm from.
An ally has been slain.
Who got jumped? Jinx? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to entertain myself. But you too!
No, I should. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I could be doing on YouTube to maximize. It's just a matter of, like, time and effort, like, you know. Because my time is... I mean, my time's always valuable, but now there's just, like, so many other things I have to do. With, like, the 2 kids, I teach more classes, and then I'm trying to, you know, work out more, be healthier personally, also be healthier for the kids, so, like, take them to the park more. I'm trying to cook, you know, healthy stuff instead of just throwing a pizza every night for everybody, and I usually do that fresh, right? I don't, you know, some people have suggested, oh, you can, like, meal prep and things like that, but I try to do it fresh. I try to clean everything in the house, you know, with all the kids and everything. Like, we have a bigger house now, and it's just... everything's I try to get them to pick up stuff, but everything's just constantly getting dirty. I have to constantly do dishes, sweep, mop, you know, just adulting shit. It just takes up a lot of time that, like, that didn't used to be the case.
An enemy has been slain.
So it's like, yeah, I could do, I mean, some of it that's like easy hanging fruit. Like, I need to do the patch notes again. I know a lot of people like that. That doesn't take very long. It's like an hour or something. And when I'm streaming though, I used to do the single game commentary, and I could go back to that because I can record a video at the same time that I'm streaming. So I could go back to playing different picks more often and just making a playlist of those champs. Because that's something that a lot of content creators don't do, is like playlist of specific champs. So if you want to come in and watch all Zyra, you want to come in and watch all, you know, Rakan or Braum or whatever, like I used to have playlists for that. And that's easy. You just record it and re-release it, right? So I definitely could be doing that more. I've just been playing, you know, Rakan like 90% of the time these days. And we're kind of coming back here. I mean, it feels like... So yeah, I definitely could be doing that more. Oh, okay. Why, I don't know why she flashed out. Jinx doesn't do any damage. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I haven't really, obviously, haven't really been trying to, like, play the algorithm game or maximize. I mean, another reason, like, if you try to think of, you know, why my channel has kind of fallen off in terms of its viewer numbers. Well, right now, we were getting, like, 15-ish viewers at night. It's just kind of a new, oh, fuck. Oops. We were getting, a little bit more viewers. Still not a lot, but this is kind of like a new time slot. But before that, it's just, and it fell off even when I was still streaming, like, a decent number. I think there was something, when we were getting really high numbers, there was something weird going on that year. That was like 2019 into 2020. It was really before COVID, so it wasn't COVID, but it was either YouTube was just promoting live content, and I was like one of the only people streaming that time of night in the US. Or someone was like buying view bots or something for me, and I didn't know about it. Or so, I don't know. There was something weird going on while we were getting like 400 to 1,000 for like a year. Now we were more like organically like getting, you know, in 2018, 2017, 2018, 2019, we were getting you know, like you said, about 200. Like, we were consistently for a couple of years getting 180 to 200. But again, I think a lot of that was just time and place, right? Like, there just weren't a lot of people that were doing support. There weren't a lot of people doing educational content or making guides. And just, there weren't a lot of people streaming in general. Like, there was streaming, but not nearly to the same level now. There's just, there's so many different, and League of Legends, I think, was just a bigger game, too. There was really no other competition before Fortnite, I think, for, like, League and streaming and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of stuff that was kind of going into that that was working in my favor. That I can't recreate, you know, a bunch of that stuff. Also, I was streaming a lot more hours, which helped, but again, I was still streaming like a pretty decent amount of hours when it, you know, fell back down to below 50. Just kind of out of nowhere in, like, fall of 2020. And people were saying, like, the channel just wasn't showing up in their, you know, recommended or whatever. So I think it was something with YouTube's algorithm late at night that was promoting me a lot for whatever reason. My Total War was a lot more popular too. There definitely have been people that have come in, and I was one of the only people that was streaming, or like was creating content for legendary Total War campaigns too, and now there's, you know, 100. So I think there's just a lot more people all around, and there were a decent chunk of people that watched me primarily for Total War that would also come in and watch some League and just talk about Total War, just hang out and chill. So that's not inconsequential, but my Total War numbers are down a ton too. So difficult. And we got Soul coming up here. I even exhausted him, I think. Oh, I kept Wukong up, though. How did he not die? I guess they were hitting the clone or something? Man, I wish we could get more than this dragon, but at least we're keeping him off Soul. Yeah, that's true. again, there's just so much competition. I think a lot of it is kind of momentum based too. Like if someone starts getting hot, then it promotes them. And obviously, I've been cold for a long time, so it's not gonna like. It'd be difficult to promote. I mean, it's fine. Oh, one other factor that I don't remember if I mentioned is the just the quality, like the production quality of a lot of videos and streams and everything is like through the roof from where it was, right? Like there are still some people that are successful with, you know, just basically mic and talking to the camera with no post-production. You just talk, but I feel like there's a lot of people, especially, you know, with League and especially with the guides and things, where, you know, they'll have way, way better production quality. You know, thinking of pro guides, right? Where they have, like, pictures of the champs, like, gameplay footage of the champs, and they'll have, like, you know, crazy fonts and things, and, like, replays of, like, cool plays by the champs, so all these graphs and stats and everything. And it's like, I can't do that. Like, that would take way too much time. Exactly. Hiring editors, and I looked up how much those people cost, and it's like, it's a lot, man. It's a real job. Like, you're paying, like, a butler or something, right? It's like $40K plus a year. That's like starting. And it's like, I did the math on what kind of channel you'd have to have, and it depends based on your sponsorships you get and whatever. But just like on ad revenue, you'd have to be getting like 4 million views or something a month, maybe more than that, in order to even break even. And a bunch of people will do it and they don't break even, they lose money. Like, I don't know Nasty's thing, if you remember that guy. I talked with him. I did some collabs with him back in 2008 or something, maybe. But he was a challenger support, and he was trying to do guides, and he was trying to, you know, grow his channel. And he had an editor. And I don't think he broke 50,000 subs, right? And he was getting some numbers that were a little bit better than mine, but it's like, he was getting, there's no way he broke even on that. And then after a couple of years, he just, you know, disappeared. And I feel like that's what happens, is people go into debt, you know, for these editors trying to grow, and they get the spotlight for a little bit, but then they disappear. And it's like, I'm not going to go in debt. Like, I'm not that confident I could make it super profitable to hire an editor. And if you try to do it yourself, I'd heard it, like, legit can take, you know, like, it's a full-time job if you try to edit your own stuff. Like 8 hours, something like that a day. So, yeah, a lot of people try to do it to grow. I mean, people do that for all businesses, right? Like, you pretty much always have to go in debt to start a business. You know, you got to get a lease on a place. You got to probably go in debt to get your materials to run your business and to payroll and everything. Like, my wife's mom ran a graphic design business. It ended up being very successful for a long time, but they didn't make money for a while. And it was just, you know, off of her dad having a pretty good, like, engineering job. Shit. Okay. That was big. And it's like, my wife does have a pretty good job, but like, and we could try that, but again, I'm just like not as confident that. Ha! We get another Baron? Dude, this is crazy. And, you know, it's fine. But, I mean, like, it's fine. I don't mind just showing up, streaming. It's mostly just to hang out with you guys. Yeah, exactly. You know. And so it's fine. Like, I don't necessarily need more. Like, it'd be cool to be more famous or make more money or whatever, but I've thought about branching out into other stuff. You know, I am, they are reducing my classes next semester to 2 instead of 4. And I'm kind of strategizing what I want to do with that time. So I could try to go harder on the channel and start trying to stream for you know, 4 hours or do other types of content. Damn, that was crazy. I thought it was really dumb that he went in like that, but I was like, I think we gotta go, because if he dies, we're fucked. Like, they're gonna get soul. So I was kind of priced into it. Okay, I guess they're gonna get it. I'll just come over here. I should have stayed with them. I've got Demolish. I can give them this, like, confidence to take this. Now Jinx is doing some damage. Are we going bottom? I mean, I've got a lot of gold. I'll bait them there with that control ward. See if they'll step over for Annie. I mean, they're all back. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Oh, wow. I think, did we just win off that? Jinx finally doing a lot of damage. Ha! Alright, that was crazy. Yeah, going back and commenting over, like, I see what you're saying, but that does take some extra time. I mean, I've thought about branching out into other stuff, like, you know, just trying to be, like, an effective communication stuff. So, like, do League, but then also do, like, maybe a weekly, almost podcast style, just prof talks is what I wanted to call it, with, just, like, some life advice or something like that. Just different stuff. It's different situations I've come across. Try not to be, like, too political or hit on, like, super hot cultural stuff, but just general situations or little stories I hear about and just giving my take on it. It's kind of like, sort of like, I mean, there's a lot of people that do, but like an Asmongold type of thing, where that's almost all he does is commentary. But he does, like, some hot political topic stuff. But I don't know, just stuff like that. Just giving my thoughts on things that could be interesting. Well, I wanted to play another one, but I don't think it's wise. That one took a bit longer. If that was like a 20-25 minute game, I think I could play another one. That's crazy we came back, though. That Annie, our comp was very good at going in, and they didn't really have any tanks. Like, they had Set, who was like, okay. But that's why I always talk about picks being so good. That's how you get back in a game. You get picks. And we had several champs that could do it. The Wukong came up big. And then I was able to follow up with the Wukong a lot. So, like, other engaged champs with Rakan is ideal, because then you can use your E to gap close to shield onto them, and then you've still got your W to follow up and get, you know, a higher percentage play. But yeah, Annie and Wukong, and just me as well, you know, and even Jinx, right? When she got Hurricane, you just do so much AoE damage. And they had like 3 melees. So, it was good. But yeah, I don't think I can play another one because I have to get the kids. I would have to leave the house at probably 55 minutes at the latest to make sure I get them on time. And like, there's always a threat that it could be an hour-long game or something. So I always like to budget at least an hour if I'm going to play League. And it does usually take 10 or 15 minutes, depending on how many dodges to, you know, even get into a game. So I guess we'll have to stop it there for now. But I might be able to play some later tonight. We'll see. But we'll see when Jason gets off and gets back home and how tired I am. But anyways, okay. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. It's great talking with you, Parazzo. I always appreciate it. And I'll definitely, like I said, I'll look into that, especially, moving into the summer and next year. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. I could try to pick up some extra classes from, like, another nearby university. I could try to... I've thought about doing creative writing, too. I don't know if people would probably not be interested in watching that, necessarily. I could do, like, audiobooks of it. Or just, like, weekly updates of what I'm doing. That could be fun, even though, like, one person might watch it. But if I wanted to try to go back to grad school for, like, fiction writing, which is what I always wanted to do when I was younger, it's complicated, but that would let me basically get a kind of promotion at the university if I can get into grad school, and if I can write well enough, I could get a promotion. So I'd at least be eligible to get a promotion. So that would be an option too. Or I could try to go harder on the channel in some way. Like stream more, do some of this, either variety content or different types of content, things like that. Hey, thanks, man. I'm glad I could, make you happy during hard times. I think, a lot of people have said that. And really, again, that's the main reason I do it. Yes, there's not 200 people in here, but, if there's still a few people that show up and we have some great conversations, especially if I can brighten somebody's day, as cheesy as it is, that's really what it's all about. And it brightens my day up, too. Right? I like, I really look forward to coming in and hanging out. Like, I do have, real life friends that I hang out with in person, but sometimes it's hard. Everybody's older, everybody's got kids and stuff like that, and so just being able to get in here and get some socialization myself, hang out, have some conversations that I wouldn't otherwise be able to have, I really think it's great. Thanks, man. I try to stay calm. I'm even more calm now than I was. I was pretty calm back then, but occasionally I'd get a little frustrated in some games, but these days I'm like 99% pretty chill. So, anyways, okay. Well, that's it. Thank you very much. Like I said, I might be able to get back on later tonight, and if we can't, I can probably get on a little bit early tomorrow afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock, something like that. But, man, that set did so much damage. Holy cow, on their team. Like, everybody else is doing, like, no damage. Even the cat with 15 kills didn't even have 30k damage. That's crazy. We did way, way more damage than them, total. But we were just so far behind early, but we just got all those barons and came back, so it was pretty cool. But anyways, thanks, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.